This morning I decided not to have my MCT oil, and all of a sudden I felt like I had returned. The me that I love being, the enthusiastic, full of life, having a lust for life, a real positivity on everything, optimistic view on life, has suddenly returned, because the last week, possibly even longer, I don't mind admitting I've been on a low, but the kind of low where you're beginning to think, or I was beginning to think, am I having a depressive cycle? Okay, so some advice for you lot based on my experience. If you've been following my journey, then you know through this whole evolving thing that I've been doing this last year and a half, I'm exploring a variety of methods, techniques, foods, all to enhance my mind and my physical health. And it's been a wonderful journey, and I've definitely gained by doing it. I have evolved. But don't worry, I'm not stating I'm a supreme being yet, but I've definitely improved my health, energy levels, and in fact that's a topic we're about to come on to. My levels of positivity, again a topic that we're about to come on to, and a whole host of other things. I'm the sort of person that goes all in, which has its benefits. It absolutely has its benefits, or had its benefits, when I explored the Wim Hof method. When I decided that this whole evolution of Dave thing was something that I was 100% committed to. I went all in, and I have gained by doing so. The downside with going all in is that when I experiment with these various methods, some don't work and don't really have any significant or harming effects. Some don't work and do have effects that I only realize some time on. And I think one of those things has been my use of MCT oil, medium chain triglyceride, in my coffee. And I think the whole idea is a wonderful idea. David Asprey of Bulletproof Coffee has done some wonderful research on this, and there's no doubt that MCT oil has its benefits. But, and perhaps this is a good warning sign for you guys, and also for me, that upon doing further research on this, I have now discovered that you can, of course, go too far with your consumption of MCT oil, just like anything in life. And I've been doing my bulletproof coffee, or bulletproof style coffee, because I haven't bought any bulletproof products. So I've been putting my 2 tablespoons of MCT oil in my coffee every day, along with grass-fed ghee, cinnamon, salt, and occasionally some cacao powder or something like that, turmeric. But something that my wife had been saying for the last 2 days, do you think the reason why you're feeling what you're feeling could be down to what you're putting in your coffee? And of course my initial reaction was, no, don't be so silly. As in, I didn't want it to be the case. I didn't want that to be the answer. This morning I decided not to have my MCT oil, and all of a sudden I felt like I had returned. The me that I love being, the enthusiastic, full of life, having a lust for life, a real positivity on everything, optimistic view on life, has suddenly returned, because the last week, possibly even longer, I don't mind admitting I've been on a low, but the kind of low where you're beginning to think, or I was beginning to think, am I having a depressive cycle? I'm not one for that, by the way, but every now and again, obviously, most humans do, some lucky ones don't, have a period of lowness. And yeah, I definitely had that, and it felt like it was getting worse. And aside from obviously it having a significant knock-on effect with my family, you know, I really feel like an idiot, really, because I haven't been the nicest person to be around. and I haven't been able to focus. I had some really dark thoughts. I haven't been able to engage as much as I wanted to in my social media to do with the evolution of Dave. As an aside, actually, so the whole social media thing is something that I've had to get my head around anyway, in the sense that it wasn't that long ago that I shunned the whole idea of it. And I must admit, I think there are still many negative sides to social media. You have to manage it effectively. And I do that, obviously, by seeing this as all part of my my message, you know, my ability to put out my thoughts and ideas about my whole evolution. But yeah, this last week and a half or so, just everything wasn't working. You know, I wasn't able to concentrate. I didn't have any ideas. When I tried working, my head was all over the place. I tried meditating, that didn't work. I tried all the usual methods that normally snap me out of a low. None of it worked. So I am grateful for my wife, my family, I'm grateful for my wife anyway, and the life that I have. I'm grateful for my family, but I'm super grateful to her because it seems she might well have been right about this whole MCT oil. And I'm not downing MCT oil. I think it has profound effects for most people and is something that I'm not going to give up completely, but clearly I've been doing it too much, I guess. I mean, it's certainly worth my while now doing further research. It could be that my body just doesn't suit it. Again, and this is the last point to my message, I guess. If you're following my journey, great. If you like what I'm doing, brilliant. Do keep commenting, and as many people do on my videos, and I love it. But don't just jump in with anything that I'm doing without prior research. Obviously, I will tell you everything I can about the method or technique or food stuff that I'm ingesting, and I'll tell you my experiences, but this is all, of course, subjective. They're only mine. So make sure you do your research. Don't be a fool like me. Going all in has its benefits, and in some respects, I think with some of the stuff that I'm doing, and if you're going to do it as well, do go all in. Just go all in and do your research. Do your analysis beforehand. Anyway, a thankfully somewhat more positive, enthused evolution of Dave signing off. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.